Welcome back to Making Adventure, guys. I'm Stephanie, and this is my boyfriend Kimi. And this week, we have cut a massive hole in the bottom of our box truck.
Okay, so this is our bathroom. We want to put a toilet right across here. We want to put a sink somewhere in here. And we need to fit a bathtub. And I haven't seen a whole lot of people do this. We're going to drop down the bathtub. We're going to cut a hole in the floor.
There you go.
So you saw us cut a big hole in the floor in our truck, and you're probably wondering where we found a bathtub that's going to fit perfectly in the slot that we made for our bathroom. And the answer is we didn't. We got to make it. So we figure if we're going to make the bathtub, we might as well heat it and jet it as well. So these are cutouts that we're going to use to mount our suctions for the jet pump to pull out, the jets to come into the tub. So that's what all these different size plugs are for. And then we're going to build a fiberglass bathtub, hot tub, jet tub.
So to mount the tub, we needed some sort of way to attach it on all sides as well as to support it top and bottom. So we came up with this sort of bathtub sandwiching bracket that is rivet nutted onto the frame and bolted through the edges of the tub. We used 1x1 aluminum tubing and pre-drilled the holes before we welded it.
Alright, so now I have this frame welded together and the garage is not flat. Ideally, you want to do all this on a flat area, but we're going to go ahead and go with it anyway. Making a frame for my fiberglass to sit on. Okay, and I'm just going to do that all the way around. And this doesn't have to be perfect. This is the initial rough shape that we're going to start fiberglassing from. So this, where this wood is right here, is where the toilet's gonna sit. So that when we use the bathroom, we can just kind of sit and fester in it.
No.
No. So the toilet is the toilet is a cassette toilet. So the holding tank for the toilet will be right in this area. But the bathroom, this bathtub occupies the whole space for the bathroom. So this is what we need to account for, that we're not going to be able to see. We won't be able to lean our backs against that edge of the bathroom. Stephanie is afraid of spiders. So she said, I can't make this an overhang right here. She needs to be able to see all of this area. So we have to do a taper from here down so that she can see the underside and be sure that there are no spiders. So again, so we don't cut ourselves open when we're just trying to take a bath, we're gonna break the edge with this time a round over bit instead of a chamfer. Okay. And now we're gonna get a bed sheet.
All right, so lots of RVs will have under storage compartments and bins so that you can store storage stuff in there. We're probably going to put lots of tools. That tank up there is going to be in there. And everything else that doesn't have a specific spot in the house will go in a bin. And the bathtub will actually sink down into the bin also, because we have lots of space under there and not so much space in the bathroom. But Kimi is building the bins. Okay, now that I have the first layer of fiberglass on the outside, it is now time to sand all of the wrinkles out and sand the whole sheet off. This is my second layer of fiberglass. I've got this, what is this called? It's woven on one side and it's matte on the other. If you know what this is called, let us know in the comments, because I forgot what it's called. But we have this and we're putting it on, we're making 3 layers and I'm on my second layer. So I've just like laid it in there and I'm pouring epoxy on it, and I've mixed this already pre-mixed. Well, off camera. It doesn't come pre-mixed, but I mixed it off camera, believe me. With a squeegee, little rubber squeegee, just wiping it around. Trying to make sure that it's really nice and wet. When it's all the way wet, it becomes translucent and no longer white and shiny. Since it's so thick, it takes a lot of epoxy to make it completely saturated. When it's saturated all the way, then's when you get all the strength, because then all of the little fibers in the fiberglass are all joined together and fibrous. And they're working as one, instead of, you know, individual loose fluffy threads. This is all pretty much done now. We're gonna do one final coat with the smooth fiberglass and then we'll be done with it. But while I was doing this, Kimi was over here building the bins, and look at that, he's pretty much got one on already. He's putting them on with rivet nuts and I'm just bolting them up there.
So on these bins, I wanted to have a large area, and most RVs of this size would have at least one bin that passes all the way through. We can't do that, so instead we have one long bin, and in order to get into it, we can take these bars out. That's why they're T-shaped. There's rivet nuts, or there's bolts and rivet nuts holding these together, and that keeps the bin strong. But also we can take these beams out and put one big item in there, if we needed to. Now, rivet nut tool.
Alright, so here it is installed. It looks a little chunky. There's some peanut butter and leftover wood, and you can see the strap still because it's not painted. and there's light coming through the other side, but this is what we meant by the toilet goes on this end and the bathtub goes under. Recently we purchased the toilet door, and this is going to go on the outside so that we can take the cassette out and empty it. But on the outside, it looks like this. It's quite lumpy, and it's probably to be expected because it's my very first fiberglass project, but hopefully it's nice and strong despite being nice and lumpy. Kimi did an awesome job in the bins. Really looks sharp.
If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can see how our bathtub turns out in a later video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.